Hi everyone, it's me Lina again. Welcome to my YouTube channel and thank you a lot for checking my videos out. And today in this video I would like to make a review on a movie called The Life Ahead. I recently watched it on Netflix actually yesterday. I'm still under impression, I need to say, and well, I decided to share with you my opinion on it, my emotions. But before I start, I want to warn you and say that this video may contain some spoilers, so be ready and prepared. If you don't want me to spoil anything for you, you better stop watching this video. So I have to confess that I was avoiding watching this movie for a while. Well, for a few days at least. That's because I could feel that this movie is going to make me very emotional. And it did. I think this movie is very powerful and it definitely has a soul, which I like. I think creators did very well. They put their thoughts in it too. I think this movie is gonna make you think and realize some things too. Maybe it's gonna make you realize that your life is not that bad too, which is, yeah, well, it's rather sad actually, because obviously there are people who are struggling, sadly. Yeah. So the story in this movie is about this little boy, Momo, the street kid, and also mainly about this lady whose name is Rosa. She's a Holocaust survivor, and I guess it says a lot already. So their stories are very different, but both of them are strong people who are just having lots of life events which are very painful, cruel, and just not right, in my opinion. The little Momo, he doesn't have parents. His mom is dead, well, killed apparently, as he confessed later. And the thing is, he actually loved his mom, as I understood. She was a nice mom. She wasn't maybe leading the good life, She maybe didn't choose to do right things, but eventually she did, apparently, and that's why she was killed. But as he even said, he was happy with his mom. She seemed to be, well, a good mom, a good mother. So Momo is almost on his own, let's say. He's, street kid. He's a street kid who does some criminal work, let's say. He works for those adults which are obviously using him. He deals drugs, he sells drugs. He decided that he should do what it takes, I guess, in order to get at least little something that he wants. I think about it like that. But you can tell that he's a good boy. If he would, have this attention and love that he really needs, he would be totally different. But still, you can say that he's still a little kid who just, is surrounded by not very good, people perhaps, or even events, let's say. I would put it like that. And he also steals things, and one day he decided to steal this antique item from that, well, actually he didn't know, I think, what was in the bag. So he steal that, and even while doing that, he sort of wasn't maybe careful enough, or didn't care, obviously. The lady who he was stealing from, she just fell down too, and so on. She wasn't happy, obviously. It was Rosa, and that's how they met. So obviously she wasn't happy with the boy, but eventually it turned out that there is that doctor, some Dr. Cohen or something like that, who asked even her to take that kid, to if the little Momo could live with her for a while, because she was already looking for kids, and one of them was abandoned and another was just neighbor's kid. So more like babysitting, yes. It was a kid of her neighbor Lola, I think, something like that, yes. And honestly, I think that Rosa is just maybe super strong person, because she's been definitely through lots. Well, she's Holocaust survival, so also, as I realized in the movie, apparently she spent like part of her childhood in Auschwitz. I mean, that's how I understood it. So it had terrible like influence on her mental health, and she was just deeply scared still. She has those moments when she would like to hide and so on. I think it is just very painful and just shows all the cruelty of her life, let's say, even. And I think just very difficult to understand. I think very few people would. So for me, probably, maybe I don't even get it, like how major it was, that influence. It's rather very strong of her that she keeps going, she carry on, and she even look after kids. I mean, definitely she had like very deep mental scars, I would call it like that. It's just so sad that person had to go through so much. I think it's not fair at all, and just making it so sad. Also, when she was showing later on, this little like postcard or something, the pictures was just so, sad, because it was like the garden of her parents or something like that. I think it's like little something she still remembered, and rather was very fond of, and yeah, it's very, very sad. And well, eventually she actually discovers some sort of connection, maybe with this Momo, meaning like they become sort of not friends, but they become people who are equally strong or quite strong. Maybe not equally, that would be too much probably to say that, but yeah, close to like being equally strong. And the Rosa even asked little Momo for something, which in my opinion was too much, because he's still a kid and it's too much to ask kid to do something like that. But she knew that he is a strong little person, little kid who definitely can do it. She didn't want to go to hospital at all, even though I think people tried to help her. Yeah, her neighbor, the doctor, I think they tried, but she felt like it was way too much for her. She couldn't go. And yeah, I suppose I can get that, but yeah, that promise that boy made, it's just very difficult, I think. But also I need to say that it had influence on him, and it made him realize that he can be a good person. He quit criminal career, of his, in which he was very successful. I think it's all the influence of that promise he made. He was like, well, she trusted me. And I think it's also had such a like good influence on him. He decided that, yeah, maybe he can do good things, maybe he can be around better people. Yeah, and there are at least those who try to be good people. So maybe that was a push. And even that funeral, I think he also realized that maybe he did it correctly. He quit the criminal career, he kept the promise, he did it, and I think maybe it made him feel better as a person, as like a good person, and he realized lots of things. I think it's actually very good. Also, I like the moment where he was visiting this guy who had a little shop, the Muslim guy, I don't remember his name, but I think that guy also had a little influence on him. He was rather a good person who tried to make some good scenes. Teaches a little boy. He says that maybe you should pray, you are Muslim, even though obviously Momo wasn't really into that. But that guy also said that you should use the words. You shouldn't beat anyone in school, because Momo said about his incidents in school. But yeah, that guy tried to, you know, like teach him something. And yeah, I like that eventually Momo went there to say sorry for what he did previously. Yeah, and I think it is also shown how he is such a strong person and he acts like adult. I think it shows a lot. Yeah, I mean, this is just very powerful message and, you know, well, movie. And some people definitely should appreciate what they have, obviously, because it's difficult to imagine what some people are going through, right? I think so. And also I was thinking why this movie is called like that. It could be that I missed something, maybe it meant something in other language, because in these actually movies there was some actually few languages that were sort of used time to time, let's be honest. Maybe it was supposed to be like that, but I remember this scene when Momo Mohammed, his name was actually full, I think, yeah, Momo, he was talking with this criminal, let's say, guy, the adult, yeah, and that guy, he said, obviously he wasn't a nice person at all, he was using the boy, but he said something like, you should think what is like, you should think about like future, basically, you should think what is ahead. So maybe it's that, because I think there is truth in those words too, even though the guy obviously is not right, not, you know, a good person to follow and so on, but yeah, not sure though. I think it is very nice movie. Also, I like the acting of Sophie Loren. I think she's still very beautiful and definitely super talented. Actually, I liked the acting of lots of people in, well, actors in this movie, let's put it this way. I think it's great and definitely deserves your attention. I wouldn't watch it many times because I don't want to get sad. But it's just great movie. On my rating from 1 to 10, I would give it rather 10 stars out of 10 because it totally deserves it. And if you have maybe some other opinion you would like to maybe share here, you know, in comments down below, you can do that. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and give this video thumbs ups. I'll see you soon.